Good day, viewers. Welcome to another edition of the Daily Strange Stories. I'm John Brown. Our lead story for today. General Mkhwanazi wins, exposes judge, Molefe and Cat Matlala's hitmen arrested for shooting DJ Sumbody 48 times. In the sprawling metropolis of Johannesburg, a chilling narrative of betrayal, greed, and alleged underworld connections has begun to unfold, casting a dark shadow over the entertainment industry and the halls of justice. The assassination of Oupa John Sefoka, the celebrated musician known to fans as DJ Sumbody, on the 20th of November 2022, left the nation shell-shocked and speechless, leaving fans and loved ones grappling with unanswered questions. Now, thanks to the hard work and bravery of South Africa's most celebrated police officer, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, nearly 3 years later, a series of arrests has brought a glimmer of hope for closure, while simultaneously exposing a web of alleged corruption and influence that reaches the highest echelons of South African society. The late hours of the 20th of November 2022 marked a tragic turning point in the life of Oupa John Sefoka, known to his legions of fans as DJ Sumbody. His life was brutally cut short in a hail of gunfire in Woodmead, in Johannesburg. The co-founder of Ayepyep Lifestyle, a popular entertainment venue, was not alone when the assassin struck. DJ Sumbody's bodyguards, Sibusiso, Mokoena and Sandile, Myeza, also lost their lives in the barrage of bullets. The scene was one of utter devastation, with DJ Sumbody's vehicle riddled with approximately 48 bullet holes, a grim testament to the ruthlessness of the attack. The 4 suspects, aged between 45 and 60, were arrested on Monday afternoon and are scheduled to appear in the Alexandra Magistrates Court on Tuesday. According to National Police spokesperson Brigadier Athlenda Mathe, 3 of the arrested men are alleged hitmen, while the 4th is believed to be the one who ordered the hit on DJ Sumbody. The suspects face 3 counts of murder, including the deaths of DJ Sumbody and his bodyguards. They also face charges of conspiracy to commit murder.
That 4 men between the ages of 45 and 60 in connection with the murder of popular SA DJ Oupa John Sefoka, also known as DJ Sumbody. Sefoka was killed in a hail of bullets in November 2022. Gauteng organized crime detectives worked on the case and later roped in the SAPS political killings task team to assist. The arrests were all effected in Gauteng on Monday afternoon, and 3 of the suspects are believed to be hitmen, and 1 is believed to have ordered the hit on the DJ. The weapon that was used in the commission of the crime is in police custody and has since been linked to other murders. All 4 suspects are in police custody.
National Police Commissioner General Fannie Masemola has welcomed the arrests, calling it a significant breakthrough that will hopefully provide closure to the families involved. He commended the teams that have been piecing together evidence since November 2022, describing it as a culmination of hard work and dedication to justice. Masemola added that it was a complex case that required a thorough investigation to bring a strong case before court.
General Masemola says this is a significant breakthrough that will hopefully provide closure to families involved. He has congratulated the team and says this is a culmination of hard work and dedication to justice. This is one of those complex cases that our teams needed to take their time in ensuring a thorough investigation so that we could ultimately bring a strong case before court. Amongst the charges they are facing include murder and conspiracy to commit murder.
The weapon allegedly used in the commission of the crime has been seized and linked to other murders. Santon businessman Katiso KT Molefe was arrested in connection with DJ Sumbody's murder. Molefe is already before court for allegedly masterminding the murder of a whistleblower, a case which KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi said had revealed a connection between top cops, politicians, and underworld figures.
And I can confirm before the South Africans today that the investigation which these members were involved with in Gauteng has unmasked the syndicate. And this syndicate involves, amongst others, politicians who are currently serving in Parliament. The law enforcement officers include the members of the South African Police Service, the Metro Police, and Correctional Services. They include prosecutors in Gauteng province, the judiciary, and all these are controlled by the drug cartel as well as business people in that province of Gauteng.
While the other 3 suspects are currently locked up in cells pending their appearance in court today, however, News 24 reports that Molefe is detained in his home. One wonders why he continues enjoying preferential treatment that other suspected criminals are not awarded. Mkhwanazi has alleged that the SAPS top brass, along with Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, were infiltrated and captured by drug cartels and underworld figures. He claimed that the police's political killings task team was collateral damage, and that its orchestrated demise was set in motion by its pursuit of Molefe, as well as tenderpreneur Molefe and Cat Matlala.
Maybe let me pause on that one and come back into what had happened prior to us receiving the results from the task team, ballistic test result. On the 6th of December 2024, the task team visited the premises of the 2 of the high-profile syndicate, of which one, Mr. Katiso Molefe, was arrested for the murder of Mr. Swart of QTech. During that arrest, an unusual activities were observed whilst the team were busy with the operation. These activities included a dispatching of members of the South African Police Service under the command of a senior manager at the head office to go and interrupt the operation that was unfolding. Fortunately, when they arrived there, the members realized that it is indeed a police operation, so they allowed the members to carry out their operation without disturbance. On the 30th December 2024, the ballistic expert issued a ballistic report which linked these firearms not only with the murder of Mr. Swart, but these firearms were linked with a number of high-profile cases. And these cases include very high-profile South African artists that were murdered in Gauteng, which occurred dating back as far as 2021. I'm not going to mention them, but we have them on record. On the 14th of May this year, 2025, the task team arrested Vusi Muzi, who's also known as Cat Matlala, for an attempted murder ×3. I must highlight that this Mr. Vusi Muzi Cat Matlala is an individual who was awarded a police contract of over 360 million rand in 2024. An analysis was conducted on electronic communication of this arrested person. This analysis reveals communication between the arrested Vusi at Cat Matlala, Mr. Brown Mokhotsi, an associate of the Minister of Police, as well as the Minister of Police, Senzo Mchunu.
Mchunu has been placed on special leave while a judicial commission of inquiry, a parliamentary investigation, and another probe advanced by the public protector gather momentum. Molefe and a trio of alleged triggermen will now be charged for the attack on DJ Sumbody. All 4 suspects will appear before the Alexandra Magistrates Court on Tuesday, the 22nd of July. Molefe's involvement with the law dates back to the 17th of April 2024, when Vereniging engineer Armand Swart was murdered. Swart was shot outside the factory where he worked in a case of mistaken identity. The bullets were meant for another employee who blew the whistle on Transnet tender price inflation. Swart was shot 23 times. A previous investigation revealed that a single tender had been inflated by 4,500%, and after this was reported, Swart was gunned down in an act of misidentified revenge.
He was an engineer working at a Vereniging firm, and he was shot 23 times on April 17. A car had pulled alongside his while he was waiting for a gate to open at his company, and they peppered the side of his car with bullets, and he died in his seat. 2 weeks before Swart was killed in a case of mistaken identity, the company filed a whistleblowing report with the Department of Public Enterprises, reporting mammoth price inflation on a Transnet contract. It turns out that this company is an original manufacturer of locomotive parts, and they picked up price discrepancies in products that they'd sold onto a middleman who was contracted with Transnet. For a nondescript spring, no bigger than the size of someone's finger, which they sell for R3.20, the same product was sold for 152 Rand each to Transnet. The net effect of this is that what should have been a 25,000 Rand contract morphed into a 1.2 million Rand contract, and 2 weeks after reporting this discrepancy, Swart was gunned down. In this case, the police were quick to act, and on the same day that Swart was killed, they arrested 3 men, amongst them a 30-year veteran police officer attached to the Johannesburg Central Detective Branch.
A team of detectives, augmented by 10 officers from the Political Killings Task Team, unraveled the entire scheme, from the alleged triggermen to the supposed paymaster, Molefe, and had them arrested and charged. During bail proceedings before the Vereeniging Magistrates Court, the investigating officer said the state had uncovered and collected masses of evidence relating to Swart's murder and to other similar murders which have been linked to the same accused. The investigating officer, who cannot be named owing to threats on her life, laid out what is believed to be the group's hierarchy, in which Molefe has been identified as the head of the grouping arrested to date. The group defines the very nature of an organized crime structure, with the individuals ranked according to power and ruthlessness, money obtained through a multitude of criminal activities laundered via businesses and assets, the utilization of law enforcement members for criminal activities, intelligence gathering and protection against prosecution, and an abundance of illegal weapons used to execute anyone who attempts to stand in the way of their racketeering activity. It was said that Molefe is often addressed or referred to respectfully as a boss, senior or fatherly figure. The head of the team of contract killers and 2 other men were described as career criminals with a demonstrated history of behavior.
There was a shooting incident that had occurred in April 2024, where Mr. Swart, a QTech employee, was fatally shot while entering the company premises. QTech has been a long-standing service provider to Transnet. Shortly after the incident, 3 suspects, including a warrant officer, a South African Police Service warrant officer, a detective Tau Pule, were arrested in Johannesburg. During the arrest, weapons that were used in this murder, which was an AK-47 and a pistol, along with cell phones, were confiscated. The KwaZulu-Natal Political Killings Task Team arrival, they took these weapons and they went and tested them. So they conducted a ballistic test in order to check whether these firearms were linked with that murder and many other murders perhaps that will have occurred in the country. On the 30th December 2024, the ballistic expert issued a ballistic report which linked these firearms not only with the murder of Mr. Swart, but these firearms were linked with a number of high-profile cases. And these cases include very high-profile South African artists that were murdered in Gauteng, which occurred dating back as far as 2021.
While Molefe was denied bail in the Vereeniging Magistrates Court, this was overturned in June by Gauteng High Court in Pretoria Deputy Judge President Aubrey Letwaba. Bail was set at 100,000 Rand and Molefe was remitted while awaiting the start of his trial in August. He will now have to apply for bail anew. This may explain why General Mkhwanazi also claimed that even the judiciary was captured by highly connected Gauteng businessmen who engage in political killings.
And this syndicate involves, amongst others, politicians who are currently serving in Parliament. The law enforcement officers include the members of the South African Police Service, the Metro Police, and Correctional Services. They include prosecutors in Gauteng province, the judiciary, and all these are controlled by the drug cartel as well as business people in that province of Gauteng. On the 26th of June 2025, the accused, Katiso KT Molefe, who was arrested by the very same task team, was granted bail. Guess that one went under the radar. The work of the organized crime in Gauteng, supported by the political killings task team, has indeed been compromised.
Meanwhile, DJ Sumbody was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting in Woodmead on the 20th of November 2022. His blue GTI was riddled with bullets from automatic gunfire. The musician and nightclub owner, as well as his driver and bodyguard, were declared dead at the scene. A third person, traveling in a separate car, was seriously injured in the hail of bullets. At the time of his death, DJ Sumbody was the co-owner of Ayepyep Lifestyle lounges, which had locations in Menlyn, Pretoria, and Cape Town. Crucially, the firearms used in the attack on Swart were forensically linked to both the murder of DJ Sumbody and the attempted assassination of former Muvhango actress and socialite Tebogo Tsobejene, allegedly orchestrated by Nhlanhla, her former lover. The ballistic evidence has connected the alleged triggermen, and investigations have subsequently implicated Molefe and Matlala as the suspected masterminds of these shootings. The two men have become the alleged nexus between the underworld and law enforcement, as sketched by Mkhwanazi. Mkhwanazi's statement suggests that Molefe and Cat Matlala were allegedly using the same hitmen to get their enemies murdered. Advocate Annelien van den Heever, who has previously legally represented Molefe, said she was unable to comment on her client's arrest. A research by investigative journalists revealed that Matlala, through a little-known company, scored a 360 million rand health services tender from the SAPS in June last year. At the time Matlala was awarded the SAPS tender, he was a central figure in parallel graft investigations by the Hawks and the Special Investigating Unit for other state procurement. His firm, Medicare 24 Tshwane District, was paid 50 million rand by the time the tender was cancelled amid allegations of fraud, fronting, and bid rigging. The money which landed him in the crosshairs was paid by Tembisa Hospital, and 3 of his companies were red-flagged by whistleblower Babita Deokaran before her assassination. His tender windfall is the subject of a criminal investigation advanced by the Investigating Directorate Against Corruption. Thank you for watching this news video. We'd love to hear what you think about this story, so please leave your comments below. We read them all and appreciate your insights. Join us again in our next strange story. Until then, goodbye.